I knew something was wrong the moment her phone lit up. Not the sound, she kept it on silent around me. The light. That soft, guilty glow slicing through the dark restaurant like it had something to confess. Our anniversary dinner sat untouched, candle flickering, wine warming, her smile thin. She glanced at the screen, just once, just long enough. A name flashed. His. Her best friend. The same man who always needed her. The same man who never seemed to need anyone else. The same man she swore was basically a brother. Except brothers don't text that late. And they don't use words like urgent or please or don't leave me. She inhaled like the air suddenly hurt. Then she whispered, "He needs me tonight. I can't leave him alone." Our anniversary. The one day I thought she'd choose me without hesitation. But she didn't even look ashamed, just torn. Like I was an obligation and he was oxygen. "So go," I said. And I watched her freeze because she wasn't expecting permission. She was expecting discussion, tension, begging. Instead, she got stillness. Cold, quiet stillness. She left in a hurry. The door barely closed before my mind began stitching together every half-truth she'd ever tossed at me. And that night, for the first time, I realized something simple and brutal. You don't lose someone who chooses you. You only lose the illusion. I didn't sleep, didn't pace, didn't rage. I just sat there, letting the silence talk. Letting it replay her tone, her eyes, the immediate instinct to run to him. A best friend doesn't become a shadow you compete with. A best friend doesn't own pieces of your partner you've never even touched. I remembered the way she spoke about him. Soft, careful, like each word mattered more. I remembered the way she defended him when I mentioned boundaries. "Don't make it weird," she'd whisper, suddenly distant. And I remembered every night she came home late, smelling like someone else's cologne, and calling it comforting him. Comforting. Right. But suspicion is different from truth. Suspicion flickers. Truth burns. I needed the burn. So I watched the patterns, her messages, her sudden protectiveness over her phone, the way she angled the screen away from me like a reflex. It wasn't the behavior of someone loyal, it was the behavior of someone hiding the parts of their heart they'd already given away. Still, I said nothing. Denial can be a warm blanket if you hold it tight enough. But that night, our anniversary night, she ripped it away. And the cold was honest. I spent the next days collecting quiet evidence. Phone logs. Deleted messages she forgot were synced to her laptop. Patterns of calls that always spiked when I was out. Gaps in stories lined up with the timestamps of his texts. I watched. I listened. I let her think I believed every soft apology, every rehearsed explanation. Inside, something was shifting. Not breaking. Hardening. The truth wasn't a sudden punch, it was a slow tightening. Each discovery a notch pulling me closer to center. She thought she was careful, thought emotional betrayal leaves no fingerprints. But it does. In pauses, in glances, in the way someone says you're overthinking when they desperately need you to stop thinking at all. I didn't confront her, not yet. Confrontation gives them room to lie. I wanted her cornered by her own truth. When the final piece came in, a thread of messages she forgot to delete, I didn't feel shock, just confirmation. Confessions in digital whispers. Plans made behind my back. Promises she had no right giving. And him, always him. Needing her, wanting her, asking if she'd ever leave me. Her responses were careful, but not loyal. I printed everything, placed the stack on the table. When she walked in that evening, she smiled like nothing was wrong, like our world wasn't already in ashes. I slid the papers toward her. She read the first page. Her face drained. Her breath caught. Her lips trembled. But I stayed still. "Say something," she whispered. I didn't. Silence was louder. When she finally met my eyes, I spoke one sentence. "He needs you more." Her confusion cracked into terror as she followed me to the bedroom. Every drawer emptied, every belonging folded and boxed. Her life packed with surgical precision. "I already called him," I said. "Your things are on the way." She staggered. "No, no, he didn't mean." But her words collapsed under their own weight. I left a note on top of the last box before it went into the Uber. "She's all yours." Simple, clean, true. When she realized he didn't want her, didn't want the responsibility, the reality, the consequences, she tried calling me. I let the calls ring, let the messages pile. Not out of cruelty, out of clarity. She made her choice long before I made mine. And walking away wasn't revenge. It was release. In the end, I didn't keep anything of hers. Just one final truth. You only lose what was never yours. And she was never mine.